was taken over by Britain and France, which caused civil unrest. This led to many new nations, such as Iraq and Iran. In turn, the Holocaust dominated the European theater. The mass execution of European Jews fell victim to Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany for the purpose of having a superior race. Anyone who wasn't deemed socially accepted were also killed. Women, leftists, homosexuals, people with disabilities, and Jehovah's Witnesses, and many more. On July 26, 1956, the Suez Canal was under the control of the French and British. The crisis was exacerbated by America when they made the decision to finance Egyptian's construction of the Aswan High Dam, then nationalized the dam, opening it for trade with anyone. The British and the French army was sent to occupy the canal. Suez was then returned to Egypt. As a result of the Holocaust, the establishment of Israel as a sovereign state for Jews, Theodor Horst was the main person after he abdicated. The Jews were not only hated in Europe, but also in the Middle East. With the establishment of Israel, the Arabs initiated a surprise attack on the Jews during Yom Kippur because they knew it was a religious holiday and the Jews would have their guard down. Thus the name Yom Kippur War.
The OPEC embargo was in response to the U.S. supplying Israel military during the Yom Kippur War. This also caused oil prices to skyrocket. The Nixon administration began negotiations resulting in the Embargo Act being lifted in March 1974. The Camp David Accords were signed by the Egyptian President Anwar el-Sadat and the Israeli Prime Minister. It began in September 17, 1978, following 13 days of secret negotiations. This led to the 1979 Egypt-Israel peace treaty and the President and Prime Minister winning and sharing a Nobel Peace Prize. However, the Camp David Accords never really happened. Efforts resulted in a bilateral agreement between Israel and Egypt. The Iranian Revolution consisted of riots against radical Islamists. Anti-Shah demonstrations erupted, causing martial law to be imposed, and Shahs were exiled. The Iran hostage affair was a diplomatic crisis between Iran and the U.S., in which 52 Americans were taken for 444 days. Then, and during the Iran-Contra affair, arms were sold to Iran in exchange for the hostages. The Lebanese newspaper exposed the U.S. It led to the Bowen amendments that prohibited military aid to Contra. The NSC weren't a government agency, and thus it was dubbed legal.
Because Iraq invaded and annexed Kuwait, the U.S. and 34 other nations declared war on Iraq.
Islamic fundamentalism.
It's a term used to describe religious ideologies seen as advocating a return to the fundamentalism
You messed up one more time.
which caused to the rise of the Taliban, an extremist group that took control of the Afghan government from 1996 to 2001. There were also invaded with Osama bin Laden, who was the founder of the Al-Qaeda, in Pakistan, which was made up of a multinational stateless army and radical Sunni Muslim calling for a strict interpretation of Sharia law. They are known for the attack of 9/11, the World Trade Center, on the Pentagon, resulting in the death of thousands of Americans and caused the U.S. to declare a war on terror. To search and eliminate terrorist groups' acts and accusations, Homeland Security is the main advocate of this war.